the man who rose from the dark period of interregnum, who refounded and rebuilt the Ottoman Empire. His path to power was marked by many mysterious survival stories, including his bloody struggle against his four brothers. The man who embarked on the journey of regaining the Ottoman domains and fame, which was lost after the Battle of Ankara. The man who dealt with several rebellions in his period. Yes, we are talking about the fifth Sultan of the Ottoman Empire, Kiraşçı Mehmed Han. As we've already discussed his struggle for the throne, let us start with his rule now. Mehmed I had three known consorts, Emine Hatun, Shahzad Hatun, and Kumru Hatun, with 5 sons and 8 daughters. Having emerged as the victor from the decade-long internecine struggle for the Ottoman throne, Prince Mehmed, now known as Sultan Mehmed I, r. 1413–21, set out to consolidate his rule over the Ottoman realms. The former Ottoman vassal states, including Wallachia, Serbia, and Byzantium, acknowledged Mehmed's suzerainty and in turn received assurances that the new Ottoman Sultan would pursue a peaceful policy in the Balkans. Reassured by these submissions, Mehmed I crossed to Asia Minor to subdue those Anatolian Turkoman emirs who had supported his rivals. The resistance of the Emir of Karaman in central Turkey, and Cunid, the Emir of Aydin based in Izmir in western Turkey, was especially robust. Mehmed defeated Cunid in 1414 and turned his realm into an Ottoman sub-province or Sancak, appointing Cunid as governor of Nikopol on the Danube in present-day Bulgaria. Although Mehmed defeated the Karamanids in 1415, their emirate proved to be a much stronger enemy, as Mehmed and his successors were soon to discover. Mehmed's successes alarmed the Byzantine Emperor Manuel. In a desperate move, Manuel released Prince Suleiman's son Orhan to Wallachia, whose voivode also opposed the consolidation of Ottoman power in the Balkans. However, Mehmed captured and blinded Orhan before he could reach Wallachia. The Sultan's troubles were far from over. In 1415, Mehmed's brother Mustafa appeared first in Anatolia and then in Wallachia, where he started negotiations with the Byzantines, Venetians, and Wallachians regarding a joint assault on Mehmed. Although Mehmed and later Ottoman chroniclers considered him an impostor and thus dubbed him False Mustafa, it is plausible that he was indeed Mehmed's brother, released by Timur's son and successor Shah Rukh, r. 1405–47, who also considered the consolidation of Ottoman power under Mehmed in Anatolia, in the vicinity of his Persian lands, undesirable. In any case, the trouble Mustafa and his allies, including the former rebel and newly appointed governor of Nikopol, Cunid, had caused proved short-lived. They were defeated by Mehmed and found refuge in the Byzantine city of Salonika. By the autumn of 1416, Mehmed managed to secure an agreement with Emperor Manuel, according to which Mustafa and Cunid were to be held in Byzantine custody for the duration of Mehmed's reign in exchange for an annual compensation of 10,000 gold ducats. In 1416, Sultan Mehmed faced not only the threat of Mustafa but also a dangerous rebellion southwest of the Danube Delta in the Deli Orman, or Wild Forest, located in present-day southern Romania and northeastern Bulgaria. This rebellion was led by the charismatic Muslim judge, Qadi, and mystic Sheikh Bedreddin. Sheikh Bedreddin was born in 1358 in Simavna, now Kyprinos in northeastern Greece, as the son of the local Muslim judge and his converted Greek wife. He first studied with his father and then went to Konya, the center of the Mevlevi order of dervishes, to study logic and astronomy. In the early 1380s, Bedreddin went to the Mamluk capital of Cairo, where he studied with famous theologians, lawyers, and physicians, and was appointed as the tutor of the future Mamluk Sultan Firaj, r. 1399–1412. Originally an enemy of Sufism, Bedreddin met the Sufi Sheikh Hüseyin Aklati in Cairo and, under his influence, became a Sufi himself. He perfected his knowledge in Tabriz and Ardabil, the center of the Safaviya mystical order and the later Safavid dynasty of Iran, in the early 1400s. Bedreddin later embarked on a missionary journey to Asia Minor, where he developed his ideas regarding common ownership and the oneness of being, which sought to eliminate differences between religions as well as between rich and poor. Around 1410, Prince Musa appointed Bedreddin as the military judge in Edirne. However, his tenure ended with the victory of Mehmed in 1413, who banished him to Iznik. It was probably in Iznik that Bedreddin became acquainted with a popular movement that culminated in an uprising in Anatolia in 1416, led by Torlak Kemal and Borklaj Mustafa. Sheikh Bedreddin, who appears to have been the ideological leader of the movement, crossed to the Balkans and instigated another rebellion southwest of the Danube Delta. Bedreddin enjoyed the support of many marcher lords, rulers of borderlands, who opposed Mehmed because Mehmed had revoked the land grants given to them by Bedreddin in the name of Prince Musa. However, Mehmed's troops swiftly apprehended Bedreddin. He was accused of disturbing the order of the Sultanate by advocating for communal ownership of property and the similarities between religions and their prophets. He was publicly hanged on December 18, 1416, in the marketplace of Sirs in Macedonia. Although Bedreddin was defeated, his ideas remained popular among the Bektashi order of dervishes and their supporters, the Janissaries, the Sultan's elite infantry. After suppressing the popular uprisings in Anatolia and the Balkans, Mehmed punished those who had supported the rebels. In 1419, the Sultan defeated Musa of Wallachia and forced him to accept Ottoman suzerainty. Mehmed also managed to impose vassalage upon the Karamanid Turkoman Emirate. Weakened by poor health, the Sultan's major concern in his last years was to secure the throne for his eldest son Murad. He agreed with Emperor Manuel that Murad would be acknowledged as Mehmed's successor, his son Mustafa would remain in Anatolia, and the two youngest sons, Yusuf and Mahmud, aged 8 and 7, would be handed over to Manuel, who would keep them in custody in Constantinople along with Mehmed I's brother Mustafa and would receive an annual sum for their upkeep. When Mehmed I died on June 25, 1421, he was succeeded by his eldest son Murad II, r. 1421–44, 1446–51. So, that's all for today. See you in another episode and another topic. Till then, Allah Hafiz.